Hey, this is Radio Ruta from Alternative Sounds for Your Head. I'm on WXAV every Wednesday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I have Dead Freddie here with me at an undisclosed location, a band that I've had on my radio show numerous times. I'd like the band members to introduce themselves and tell me what position they play for Dead Freddie. Please, Carl, tell us about yourself a little bit.
My name is Carl. Just one name like Cher or, that kind of thing. Moby, Bowie. I don't know if Bowie had a first name. A kind of thing like that. I play the bass. I play guitar. Sometimes I play the fool.
All right. Gary.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
All right, we got Gary here.
He was Welsh.
I'm Gary Vodka.
Yes.
I play guitar. I don't really have much else going on. I mow my lawn.
Thank you.
My life.
Donatos.
I'm Donatos Ramanauskas. I typically do lead vocals and play accordion for Dead Freddie.
And Gintas.
Hi, I'm Gintas. I normally play drums for Dead Freddie, but with the whole COVID thing happening and stuff like that, it's like I've kind of also shifted to acoustic. I mean, because like Donatos and I do the Dead Freddie acoustic as well, and we've been doing acoustic stuff. So guitar and drums. And I'm also in Sergeant Sauerkraut, and I'm also in Saddleman, and various other things.
All right, so you guys have kind of been keeping yourselves somewhat busy during the lockdown. But now that you are out of lockdown, I know that Donatos and Gintas, you guys have done 2 shows live on Facebook, Dead Freddie Acoustic Duo, and tell us how that went. That was performed outside.
I thought it went really well. We had socially distanced people here, and I thought it went really well. We had a little tent set up. We had like maybe 8 people here or something, and I thought it went well. We were in the garage. We had a PA, and I got the PA set up in the garage, and I thought it went well. What do you think?
Can I ask, did you model it after Dave Chappelle?
I did not model it after Dave Chappelle, although Dave Chappelle is a hero of mine, for sure.
You've seen his shows, right?
Of course I have. Oh, my gosh, I love
So,
Dave
Donatos,
Chappelle.
one of the shows had no audience, and one of the show had an audience. How did that work out?
Yes, well, we did have people watching virtually
Yes.
on Facebook. And we did have a little laptop set up on the side so we could follow the comments while we were playing. So that was nice to feel some kind of humanity coming back at us. One of our trickiest things was getting the iPhone to be in landscape instead
exactly,
of portrait
right.
mode. But otherwise, technically, it came off pretty well.
Sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
And you guys had a good crowd watching.
Yeah.
And are you planning any more shows on Facebook Live?
We certainly are. We're getting a foursome back together. At some point, we'll get our horn player back once all of her limbs are healed. From
And who is that?
That's Sam Stegerman. She had a horrendous roller skating accident, and one of her arms is healing from said accident.
Oh, Sam, come on.
I'm sorry, that sounds so Spinal Tap-ish.
Yeah, well, Sam.
You can't make
Our
those things
trombone
happy.
All right, so you'll be doing a Facebook Live show soon.
Yes. We have 4 of our 5 members here tonight. This is our first rehearsal all together since February. So
Detroit, right?
we prior
we
to
had
Detroit,
5
we
of our
played
4
at the
members here.
Uptown in Westmont, and then we had maybe 1 or 2 rehearsals with the whole gang before that. And so yes, we're hoping once our seemingly busy calendars are cleared out, we're shooting for Saturday, August 15th as our Facebook live stream.
So at this time, you guys do not have any other shows performing at any type of venues now that you can perform again at some outdoor bars and venues in the Illinois area.
Well, I did apply to the Homegrown Music Festival. Thank you, Jonas Gregola, for that tip-off. I threw in my $5. They take up to 100 bands and pick 30. That's mid-September. Whether that actually comes off or not, we'll wait and see.
So you guys also did a show before the lockdown, and this was over in Detroit. You guys played at Kelly's Bar in Hamtramck, Detroit area.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this, because you guys all traveled there, and this was right before the lockdown. So tell us a little
Talk
bit about the
a photo
show.
finish. It was a photo finish.
Everyone, please tell me.
So we worked hard at pulling an audience from the local area, and we had a nice entourage follow us from the Chicago area. So we had people there. It's not a huge venue, so the crowd that we had there made it feel nice and full. We worked with an old friend of mine, Asta. She heads up the Hope Orchestra. We're getting ready to release a CD, and they were kind enough to hop on the bill. And out of nowhere, we had Jonas from Ann Arbor.
That's right.
Show up and do a couple songs as well. So now Kelly's is, if anybody's been to the Mutiny in Chicago,
It makes the Mutiny look upscale.
it makes the Mutiny look clean and neat. That's, I think,
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
the patina at Kelly's was superior to that of the Mutiny.
But you guys had a good crowd.
We had a good crowd.
We did. And
Great show, good crowd.
And we didn't catch the Corona at that point, which was right. We were right on the cusp of it.
You were totally on the cusp.
We drank a Corona.
Yeah, we did.
You did,
We
And
but
some peanut butter whiskey. That's
what
what
was
we did.
interesting is after you left, Hamtramck was probably one of the highest places that had the
Yeah, well, at that
COVID-19
point,
Was it really? I
Yeah,
did
it
not
was.
know
It
that.
was- Yeah, one of the highest.
virus.
It was
Yeah.
at one point, yeah.
A lot of people tested positive in that area, so I
Yeah.
kind of feel like we all got out of there
We made it out alive, man.
in time.
You're lucky that you made it in and out of that
Well, I think-
record show.
I think I disinfected myself with enough peanut butter whiskey to cure any disease.
We're glad that you made it out of
Yes,
there
you
alive,
did.
Gary, as well.
Yes, you did.
After we played, though, let's be clear.
Yes,
I
you
waited till after we played.
Right.
played well.
Oh,
So
it was a great gig.
also heard that you guys are now currently on a compilation disc called 15 Moments of Summer. Can you tell us more about this? It's on Ramshaw Records.
Yes. In my downtime after Detroit, I started actively pursuing licensing and blog opportunities, and I worked through a website that put me in touch with Ramshaw Records. It's a small record company out of the northern UK, and I submitted Going to the Dance because I felt that was our most summery song on our LP, and they liked it enough to put it on the compilation. And so they played that song this past Saturday on a radio station out in Portland, Oregon, I believe. And they've also played the full 15 songs a couple Sundays ago in the UK.
That's what I thought. Yeah, right, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not available on vinyl or CD, just on streaming. You just
That's
stream
correct.
it. We would like the physical copy. Some of us still enjoy that.
Some of us still enjoy
It's
it.
on
Amen.
It's on 8-track.
We wish.
Should be.
8-track and cassette. There you go.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what can fans do to support Dead Freddie right now? Is there any vinyl they can purchase or a T-shirt or something?
Well, there certainly is. If you go to our website, www. and the dot is very important,
yes.
That's very important.
deadfreddy.com. There is a link there to our Bandcamp site. And on our Bandcamp site, we've got vinyl, we've got CDs, both from our original EP and also our LP. We have a limited selection of T-shirts, some one-of-a-kind items. You should really go on there and check them out,
That's
like a
true.
one-of-a-kind hoodie, a couple of ladies' tank tops. Yeah, we got key fobs, we got stickers, we got some interesting merch on there. I
We
highly
might need
recommend-
lunch boxes at one point. I'm thinking lunch boxes.
thinking lunch
But
boxes.
that's a whole
yeah.
other subject.
Yeah, but most importantly, it'd be great if you picked up our LP or our EP vinyl, because the LP is a beautiful white and purple splatter that was done in Detroit at Third Man Pressing, and then we have our blue vinyl.
Jack
EP.
White's place.
Yeah, and then we have our blue vinyl EP that was
Yeah.
done in 2016. Those
Where do we record that again? I forgot.
at Brick Top,
That's right, Bricktop, right.
right in Pilsen in Chicago.
That was cool.
Yeah.
So with everything that's been happening right now for a lot of bands, you really are not out there performing. A lot of people are performing online, streaming. That's what a lot of bands are doing this day. So what do you think, and I'd love to get everyone's answer on this, do you think, Carl, I'll ask you first, do you think music venues will survive COVID-19?
Yeah, I think there'll be a bounce back,
But do you think they'll shut down?
Some of them, yeah. I think some
Yeah.
of them will because
Okay.
I think, a lot of them are tight. They're in small quarters and everything, and they can't support anybody now, and the businesses can only stay around so long if they're not serving food. So if there it is for music primarily, I think a lot of them will close down. But I think what will happen, though, is that new places will open up to replace them. So that always happens. So
I feel that way too, and I know Ruta and I were talking about this the other day. It's like I feel like all these places that are closing, there's going to be a need for stuff. So I mean, it's unfortunate that all these bars and venues are closing, but they will reopen. Other places will reopen because there's a need for it. When all of this stuff passes, I do believe some things will reopen up again. I mean,
But what do you say passes? When do you think it's going to pass?
Oh man, I don't
So
know.
Gary, what are your thoughts? Do you think these venues will stay open or not?
I think most will close.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Like the
really-
Metro? Do you
because
think
I
like
don't
the
thi-
Metro and Talia Hall and places like that?
I don't know I don't know like all the details of the support that these venues might be able to get.
Right.
Whether it's what do they call PPP loans?
I don't
But
know
if they
any of
don't-
this stuff anymore.
but
It's
if
like
they-
PPE,
if-
PPT,
Small
Without it?
business loans.
Babadoo.
Yeah, small business. Thank you.
Right.
But
Babaloo.
without them, they're done. I mean,
I
I
know.
can't imagine they can survive
Unless they get creative in marketing themselves. I mean, they are asking fans and supporters to buy like their merch, but I don't know if that's enough to keep
right.
them
Exactly.
open.
Yeah.
And I don't. I'll be honest. I see so many people now who are fearful to go out into public spaces. So
Right.
even if the lockdown's lifted and people just say if tomorrow somebody said go do whatever the hell you want,
Right.
and they put a show at Metro's capacity is what, 1,500?
Probably.
That sounds right.
If it's
yeah.
a big show, I'll bet you they won't sell out because there's too many people that are going to be afraid to go.
Okay. Donatus, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning with what Gary said. People are going to be cautious even as we kind of level out. So it's not going to be an on and off kind of a switch. Gradually, some venues are going to reopen, whether it's a rooftop show or a back porch show.
Right.
Or
Fitzgerald is doing something like
There
that.
are some small
And out of
shows
space
occurring
as well,
already.
yeah.
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 Okay.
So those opportunities are there, and I think that's a gallant effort on the part of those venues to start reopening, A, because they want to begin getting back into business, and B, because they do enjoy having live music in their venues. So it's going to take a while. Like Carl said, probably not going to be much happening in 2020, but coming in 2021, if we further flatten the curve and people become more confident about going out and doing things, and even if it's wearing a mask at a club, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do if you really want to go out and see and hear some music.
To me, it's like wearing a seatbelt at this point. That's how I look at it.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up because I only have a few more minutes left on this podcast for WXAV Radio. So any party words? Is anyone listening to anything right now while they were on lockdown? Anything else you want to say?
I have some comments I'd like to make.
Please do.
One is that it's so great to have the four of us together tonight. And for me, it's making lemonade out of lemons. We now have an opportunity because we have an unforeseen amount of time, but probably a decent amount of time to regroup. We have time to build our repertoire, whether that be writing new material or learning some really cool covers.
Right.
So that when we come back out and we play a rooftop or play out of a garage or, play a backyard for whoever, properly socially
Sure.
distanced, we're going to come out with guns blazing. And as far as what have I been listening to? Well, I've been doing a lot of yard work, just like a lot of people. So my favorite stack, I usually play CDs because my reception for some radio stations in my backyard radio is horrendously poor. I've just been going ska, crazy on ska. And then to throw in a ringer, I have instrumental Hawaiian greatest hits. That's
Awesome.
That is
Gary, what have you been
Yeah,
listening to? On
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts, stand-up comedian podcasts. I can't stand the news.
Okay.
I shut it off. Pisses me off.
Okay.
I hope I can say
Yeah, you can say that. And
The,
Carl, what about you? Sorry.
that. That's it.
Yeah, podcasts.
Okay.
A lot of that, stand up or sit down.
And what do you got?
I've been watching all my friends on YouTube. I watch Big D. I watch Danny and Barb
Oh, yeah.
on the mornings. I watch their stuff on Facebook Live or whatever. It's like everyone has come up with their own like TV shows
Right.
actually, which I find and I have my own. It's called Virtual Variety Show. It's on Sunday nights from 7 to 9. On Milkman Dan 63 on YouTube. You could look it up. I'm on every Sunday. I've done 16 weeks already, and I'm like,
Great-
this is pretty
great show, by the
amazing.
way.
And it's like it's crazy. It's like I don't watch TV. I will watch Colbert. I'll watch Seth Meyers. I'll watch all that stuff. I'll watch Kimmel. But it's like for my most part, I watch my friends on YouTube, and it's like, and I like to perform on YouTube, and it's like, it's pretty much what I've done.
All right. Thanks for taking the time out to chat with me, Dead Freddie, and we look forward to hearing from you guys soon.
Well, thanks
and
for
check out
having us.
deadfreddy.com on Facebook and on the World Wide Web. Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks
Coming
so
out,
much.
Ruta.
Appreciate it.
WXAV rocks.
Radio Ruta.
Radio Ruta, Radio Ruta, Radio Ruta, 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 Radio Ruta, Radio Ruta, Radio Ruta, Ruta, Ruta.